Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. It is a Longs Peak League matchup as we are already underway with 2 outs here. Landon Kuntz flied out to center field. And then it was Connor Jorson who grounded out to second. So 2 up, 2 down, and now we have Lawson Daw, first baseman, against Colin Farley, and that is going to be tapped foul at the plate. As we have a 2-2 count. On number 3 hitter Lawson Daw. Colin Farley comes into the game with a 2-2 record, 4.05 ERA. And the delivery, and he did not offer, so that will be ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter, Lawson Daw. He is the first baseman this afternoon for Berthoud. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning here at Legion Field. And that pitch is going to be low and outside on the fastball. So a walk to Lawson Daw. That will bring up Evan Erickson, designated hitter here this afternoon. As Evan Erickson, steps in. Get some numbers here on Erickson. That pitch is going to be up in the part of the strike zone, but it is called a strike. So no balls and 1 strike. As Farley checks his runner over at first. Sets in the delivery, and that's going to be fouled off to the right and out of play. Get some stats here on Evan Erickson. As Farley ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Farley with a delivery, and that's going to be hit out, off of the glove as a hard hit ball right out to Charlie Langford. And now they're going to throw to the third, and he's going to be out. Nice job by Langford. So nothing hurt there on the hit, by the hit by Evan Erickson as they come out with the out at third base. So we will go to the bottom of the first inning with no score here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Powerful Denver special interests get their way. It will become legal in Colorado for people who are not medical doctors to perform eye surgery. House Bill 1233 will allow optometrists who are not medical doctors or surgeons to operate on your eyes. And many claim it only takes a 32-hour training course to become a skilled eye surgeon. Coloradans strongly reject that. In a recent poll, 87% of Colorado voters agree that any requirements allowing surgery by optometrists should be the same as for ophthalmologists, who are medical doctors and surgeons. But 96% of voters had not heard anything from their legislators about this dangerous proposal. The clock is ticking, so please don't wait any longer. Tell your state senators only surgeons should perform eye surgery.
Brian Nickel back here at Legion Field in Fort Morgan. We'll give you the starting lineups here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. It will be Briggs Wheatley, right fielder. He will be batting first. Second will be Braden Fajardo, shortstop. Frankie Ortega is batting third. He will play third base. Jesse Campa is batting fourth, cleanup. He is playing at first base. Charlie Langford batting fifth at second base. Joseph Layden is batting sixth in the DH. Antonio Velasquez is catching in the seventh position. David Keller is batting eighth, playing left field. And Colin Farley is batting ninth. He is the pitcher here this afternoon for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. But up here in this, we will go now to the bottom of one as Briggs Wheatley comes to the plate. And that is a swing and a miss by Briggs. That pitch down in the dirt. Get some stats here on Briggs. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up. It's going to go out of play. So no balls, 2 strikes on Briggs Wheatley, batting at 440. And that pitch just missed upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wheatley stands in from the left side. And the pitch, and that's going to be hard hit. Oh, off of the glove of the second baseman. So we will give that as an error on the second baseman. So Briggs reaches. Now Braden Fajardo at the plate. Fajardo leading the team in batting average. That is at .521. Has 25 hits, scored 22 runs. So Briggs with the lead over at first. And the pitch. That misses just outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. To the number 2 hitter, Braden Fajardo, playing second or shortstop this afternoon. And the pitcher is Brandon Wegeman. Going to throw over to first, but standing up and back safely is Wheatley. So important games here coming up here for the Mustangs, all league games to finish out the season. And they're going to go back over to first once again. Briggs stands up. Still safe over there at first. As Wagaman looks in. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out to center field, deep to center field, as Fraley goes back. Fraley comes down with the out. So a long fly ball out by Braden Fajardo. That will bring up Frankie Ortega. Frank on the air is batting at .396. Has 19 hits, 15 RBIs. And Wagman, and that pitch gets by the catcher, and that will send Briggs down to second base. That will be a wild pitch on Wagman. That will get Briggs Wheatley in scoring position with 1 out here in the top, or in the bottom of the first, Wagman with a pitch, and that breaking ball is just a little bit high. So 2 balls and no strikes to the number 3 hitter, Frank Ortega. As Wagaman looks back at Briggs, he's going to step off, but nobody even covering the base. They're saying that's 1-1. I didn't see a strike call on that last one. And the pitch, and that's going to be up and away. Okay, 2 balls and 1 strike. Apparently that second pitch was a strike. I did not see the call. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit to the third baseman and over to first. Frankie is out. On the fielder's choice. That'll go 5-3. So that will put Briggs Wheatley. Excuse me, that is an out over at first. That pitch misses. So now 2 outs here and the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss by Jesse Campa. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the first baseman here for the Mustangs this afternoon, and that hits Campa in the back. So that one now put 2 on. But we did miss the top of that first inning, but the Berthoud Spartans did not score as we play here in the bottom of the first inning. Up now is Charlie Langford. Langford batting at .327. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up. Let's see if anybody gets to it. Looks like the right fielder. And now it's going to be dropped out there. That's going to be an error. And they're going to send can't find the ball, and it's going to be Charlie Langford to clear to third. So Langford cleared a third on the error. As Wheatley will score. And puts Langford over at third. That pitch is in there for a strike. So 2-0 Fort Morgan. 1 ball and 1 strike. To Joseph Layden. Layden on the year batting at .355. That ball should have been caught out there. That ball is going to be hit off to the right and out of play. But the center fielder, Toby Fraley and Jack McCrae, came together out there, and it bounced off of Fraley's glove and fell to the ground. And that pitch is in the ground, but a nice stop by Landon Kuntz. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs, but the Mustangs take the lead 2-0 here on an error. And that ball is going to be popped down the right field line, and it will be out of play. So the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the designated hitter, Joseph Layden. Layden with 17 RBIs. That ball in the ground once again. Another nice stop there by Landon Kuntz as he keeps that ball in front of him. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie Langford at third base. And the pitch. And that's in the dirt, and that bounces away. That is a walk, and that is also a score by Charlie Langford. Langford comes in on the wild pitch. And Layden on at first base. Back in safely is Joseph Layden. This is Antonio Velasquez at the plate. 3-0 here at Fort Morgan in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch, that's going to be hit out into right field, and that will That falls just in front of the right fielder, and Layden's going to hustle all the way in. He was just safe. So Antonio Velasquez with a single out to right field. So that sends Joseph Layden, and we'll have a pinch runner here now for Antonio Velasquez. And that will be Tyler Baker. Now running for Velasquez over there at first base. So runners at the corners, first and third with 2 outs. And that pitch gets by the pitcher. Going to have to get down. He is going to be out. They're going to call Layden out at the plate on the wild pitch. So Layden out, trying to get to home, and he is called out. So the Mustangs do score 3. Here in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll be 3 runs on 1 hit, 3 errors, and 1 left on. So we'll go to the top of 2 on Morgan County's V106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
My kid was very anxious about school. Then I found imattercolorado.org, where they could talk to someone for free, see their feelings were normal, and learn strategies to feel better. Through a quick mental health survey, they were able to process what they were feeling and be paired with a mental health professional for free, confidential therapy sessions. If you know a child who might be struggling, visit imattercolorado.org to find help.
If you're forging a career in welding, you need Buckeye Welding Supply in Sterling. We're able to quench those problems that keep you in flux and get to the root of your issues. Our inclusion into your business will yield strength and allow you to continue on your successful career arc. This is Jay Jackson of Buckeye Welding Supply. If you're just starting your career, come see us for all the equipment and advice you need. And if you've been welding for a while, you might have noticed all the welding tools that snuck into this stick. Either way, we'd love to see you at 330 South 11th Avenue in Sterling.
Huskies Oil Company in Crook is your one and only local bulk delivery of gas, diesel, and propane. They also have a great selection of tires and automotive supplies. Located right on the main street in Crook, Colorado, stop in at Huskies Oil Company and let the great team take care of you. Or if you need assistance, call 970-886-2121 for more information. Huskies Oil Company is a very proud supporter of all of our area athletes and wishes them good luck during their sporting events this year. Mustangs play on B106.
We go to the top of the second inning, 3-0 Fort Morgan. And that ball is going to be hit out into left field by Jack McCrae. For a single. So that will bring up Adam Hayes. He is batting at .500. He's been in 9 games. So runner over at first base is Jack McCrae. Colin Farley on the hill for the Mustangs. And the pitch. And that's going to be upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. To Jack McCrae. He's playing third base this afternoon. Batting in the number 6 position. About a 2-step lead over there at first for McCrae. As Farley from the stretch and the pitch. And that is going to be a swing and a miss on that fastball outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As the Mustangs lead at 3-0 on 3 errors in the top of the bottom of 1. And the throw over, and that was almost over the head of Jesse Campa. So they don't need give him any extra bases here. But the Mustangs All games left are important games if they want to try to win this Long Peaks League. They play everybody that is in front of them. They have Severance 2 games next week. Riverdale Ridge on Saturday. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled out of play. So Riverdale Ridge will be here on Saturday. That will be a 10 o'clock start here at Legion Field. As Adam Hayes back into the box as Farley checks his runner over at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the second. And that is called strike 3 looking. Nice pitch there. Fastball by Colin Farley. Now it'll bring up Nolan Young, second baseman for Berthoud. Young on the air is batting at .222. Maybe a candidate here for a double play. Yes, he bats in from the right side. Runner over at first is Jack McCrae. He got on with a hit to left. And that is a swing and a miss by Nolan Young. That breaking ball got in there and Young could not catch up to it. So Young almost into the front of that batter's box. And the pitch, and that is inside. Had to back away from that one so he wouldn't get hit. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Fort Morgan beat this Berthoud team on Tuesday by a score of 14-10. Jesse Campa with a win in that one. Yes, Farley checks his runner. Time was called. No pitch. As Nolan Young asked for time, and it was granted by the home plate umpire. So Farley back up on the rubber. Likes what he sees from Velasquez. Checks the runner at first, and the pitch, and that's going to be fouled down the right field line. So Farley now ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Jesse Campa at first, Charlie Langford at second, Frank Ortega at third, Braden Fajardo in between at shortstop, David Keller in left, Levi McCoy in center, Briggs Wheatley out in right, Antonio Velasquez behind the plate, and Colin Farley on the hill for the Mustangs this afternoon to start this game on this beautiful Thursday afternoon in Fort Morgan. And that pitch is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes with a runner at first, Jack McCrae. He got on with a hit to left field as it went between Frank and Fajardo. As he gets a fairly decent lead over there. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Farley checks over at first. Farley likes what he gets from Velasquez, and the pitch, and that is strike 3 called looking. As Nolan Young wasn't real sure about that. It looked like it might have been a little low, but he was rung up for out number 2. It is now Grady Shell, left fielder here for the Berthoud Spartans. He is batting at .382. Bats in from the right side, runner over at first. Jack McCrae, and the pitch. That breaking ball stayed high. 1 ball and no strikes to the number 8 hitter, Grady Shell. 3-0 Fort Morgan, top of 2. With 2 outs, runner at first. Farley with the pitch, and that is in there for a strike on the outer part of the plate. So that runs the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Grady Shell. Farley likes the pitch that Velasquez gave him. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. It was a foul. A swing and a miss. So Farley ahead in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. See if Farley can get another strikeout here to finish off inning number 2, and the pitch, and that is going to be looped out to Langford at second base. So nice job by the Mustangs, as there was no runs on one hit, one left on. We will go to the bottom of inning number 2. To the bottom of 2 we go. The Mustangs lead at 3-0. David Keller up at the plate, and that is a swing and a miss by Keller. Keller bats in from the right side, and that breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Brandon Wegeman. So David Keller on the year batting at 3-11, and that pitch is going to be hit out into left field. Looks like it'll be over the head of the left fielder and up against the fence. Keller is going to be stopped at second base. But nice job there by David Keller, as he stroked that double out over the head of the left fielder Grady Shell. Keller on the year. That will be his 4th double. So now at the plate is Colin Farley. If he's going to be back, it's going to be a swing and a miss. I thought maybe they were going to try to move him over to third, but they're just going to let him bat away. No balls and 1 strike to the pitcher, Colin Farley. On deck is Briggs Wheatley, and that is going to be hit to the third baseman. We're going to give him a hit on that. He stopped it, but could not get back up. So we'll give Farley a single. As Keller holds up at second base. So runners at first and second. Briggs Wheatley up at the plate. He was reached on an error his first time up. And the pitch, and they're going to bunt it. Nice bunt out between third and first, and he is going to be safe. Nice job. Beautiful bunt by Briggs Wheatley, as he bunted out between first and third. So now bases are loaded here for Braden Fajardo. He flied out his first time up. So bases loaded here in the bottom of the second inning. So the Mustangs can do some damage here. No outs. And the pitch. And that pitch is low and outside. Gets away from the catcher for just a few feet, but not far enough for David Keller to advance. As Wagaman looks in, Fajardo, and that ball is hit out to, it's going to out to center field. This will be deep enough to score Braden Fajardo, or excuse me, David Keller. So sacrifice fly by Fajardo. Keller does advance. And Farley goes to third. And Wheatley stays at first. So 1 out. That pitch is low and away. Nice stop there by Kuntz to slide out and grab that ball. So now 4-0 here, Fort Morgan, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Frank Ortega at the plate. Briggs is taken off. And that's going to be over the head of the second baseman, so Briggs will be in there. Briggs will have the stolen base, then Farley will come home on the error by the catcher. So now, Briggs Wheatley over at third base. Ball gets away, and is going to be a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Frank Ortega. Mustangs now lead at 5-0 here in the bottom of the second. As that error by the catcher, Landon Kuhn, sailed that into center field. And that is going to be ball 4. There's one pitch behind there, sorry about that. That will bring up Jesse Campa. Campa was hit by a pitch in the first inning. As Josh Langford gives the signals to the batter and to the runners. Briggs Wheatley at third and Frank Ortega over at first. Let's see if they try to do where Frank will take off and try to get the throw out there and get Briggs to score, but a lot of times they just hold it. Now Wagaman's going to step off, not sure what he's wanting to throw. So Josh Langford going through the signs once again. There's Jesse Camp at the plate, leading his first pitcher, and Frank takes off, and that's going to be hit in the gap to left field. Frank will go to third, and he is in there safe. So nice job there, that will be, Frank over at first. Jesse Campa is safe at first base with the single. So now runners at the corner, that will bring up Charlie Langford. He reached on an error also. So 6-0 here at Fort Morgan. They continue this. We'll be out of here early today. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss by Charlie Langford. I believe they have a pinch runner or a designated or a courtesy run over at first. I did not see who that was, though. Yeah, maybe it is Campa. Campa might still be out there. But no balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Mustangs have plated 3 so far, and that pitch catches the outside part of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. To Charlie Langford, batting 5th in the lineup. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. If he can't advance, first base is already taken. So now 2 down. That will bring up Joseph Layden. He walked his first time up. So we'll see what they want the runner at first to do and what Ortega is going to do here at third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning with the Mustangs leading at 6-0. 3 runs in the first inning, 3 runs in the in the second inning. And the pitch, and that is in for a strike. And that ball is going to go, as Campa was going to go to second. The throw goes out to center field. So Frankie will come home on the error by the catcher. And Campa clear around to third on that same error. So now 7-0 here at Fort Morgan. Have no balls and 1 strike to Joseph Layden. Runner in scoring position. And the pitch, and that is going to be low and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Layden walked his first time up. Brandon Wagaman, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the pitch, and that is upstairs. Nice reach there by Landon Kuntz. Game time temperature was 65 degrees. A few clouds hanging around under shade right now. 2 balls and 1 strike, and that pitch is going to be nubbed foul up the first base line. That leaving the count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. But the Mustangs have plated 4 here in this bottom of inning number 2. And they lead it 7-0. Wagaman with a pitch, and that is going to go up the middle. And let's see, Layden will be on with the single. And he gets a run in there. It is now 8-0 Fort Morgan. As Antonio Velasquez comes to the plate batting from the right side. He had a single his first time up. Joseph Layden over at first. They're going to throw over, but back in safely is Layden. So a couple of errors here on Kuntz as he's tried to throw out the runners out at second, and it just sails out into center field. And Antonio Velasquez, they're going to throw back, they're going to lob over this time. But back in safely is Layden. So 2 outs here, 8-0. Fort Morgan in the bottom of 2. And the pitch, and that's got ball is going to be popped up, may be into short right field. It will be to the center fielder. But a nice job by the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they score 5 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on. We will go to the top of the 3rd inning on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back here at Legion Field in Fort Morgan, this is Brian Nickel. As the Mustangs lead at 8-0 as we go to the top of inning number 3. Mustangs plated 3 in the first, 5 in the 2nd inning. And that will bring up Toby Fraley. It's his first time up, center fielder this afternoon for Berthoud. And the pitch, and that is a one in the dirt. Gets by the catcher to the backstop. Nothing hurt. Fort Morgan comes in ranked 8th still in the 4A division. They are 12-5, 8-4 in league. Berthoud comes in 5-11, 2-11 overall. And Berthoud is actually a 3A team. They're what makes up the 3A part of the 4A, 3A Longs Peak League. In the pitch, and that is going to be nubbed down the first baseline fair, but Frankie could not come up with it. But that is going to be a hit for Fraley. Call that a swing and bunt. So Landon Kuntz flied out his first time up. He bats in from the left side. Fort Morgan sits at number 11 right now in the RPI. Riverdale Ridge, who will be in here on Saturday, is at number 5 in the RPI. The Longs Peak League has 7 teams right now in the top 32. And the pitch, and that is going to be outside for ball 1. As Landon Kuntz steps out, now back into the batter's box is Colin Farley, looks over to first base. And the pitch home, and that is going to be popped up. Frank Ortega is calling for it. Frankie with the grab. So 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Yes, Toby Fraley holds up. Now it will be Connor, having number 11. See if they've already changed, unless they've got a new. See who number 11 is, if they're already pinch hitting for somebody. As Farley looks in, I do not have a number 11, so we're going to stick with what we have here as far as the name, and that is going to be Connor Joris at number 10. May have changed jerseys. Let's run over at first with 1 out, and that pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. As we play here in the top of the 3rd inning, the Mustangs lead at 8-0. 3 in the first, 5 in the second. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled straight back off of that fastball from Farley. Farley with 2 strikeouts here this afternoon. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Colin checks his runner over at first, Toby Fraley. Gone on with a swing, and he's going to take off. Throw down for Jardo, but in safely with the stolen base will be Fraley. He just got too good of a jump. Velasquez with a good throw, but Fraley with too much of a lead to try to get him thrown out at second. So now a runner in scoring position for Berthoud as Connor Jorison. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt. Gets away from Velasquez. He can't find it, but it just goes off to the left of him a little bit. So 3 balls and 1 strike. As Colin Farley have him with 39 total pitches, 23 strikes, 16 balls. But right now, he just needs to concentrate on this batter. Grounded out his first time up. And the pitch. And that is low and away for ball 4. Now 2 on for Lawson Daw. He walked his first time up. On deck is Evan Erickson. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Mustangs lead it 8-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Yes, Farley with the sign and the delivery, and that's going to be right back up the middle. I don't know if he touched the bag or not. Out. They got the double play as Braden Fajardo, that was hit up the middle, snagged it, touched the base, and threw on to first base. For the six-three double play. So we will go to the bottom of inning number 3. With the Mustangs leading it here 8-0 on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. So at the bottom of the 3rd we go, and it will be David Keller. Had a double his first time up. He is 1 for 1, followed by Colin Farley and then Briggs Wheatley. And the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to the number 8 hitter in the lineup, David Keller, left fielder for the Mustangs this afternoon. And the pitch, and that breaking ball stays high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fort Morgan right now with 8 hits and 2 left on with 8 runs. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss on the foul. Foul tip, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So right now I have the Spartans with no runs, 3 hits, 5 errors, and 3 left on, and that pitch is going to be popped up. Looks playable for the third baseman, and maybe the catcher. We'll see who comes down with it. And it will be a pop out to the catcher, Landon Kuntz. So the catcher comes away with it. That will bring up now Colin Farley. He had his single the first time up as it went through to left field. Wagaman with the pitch, and that fastball is in there for a strike. Thigh high to Colin Farley. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, that ball is going to be up and away for ball 2. But the Mustangs, I said earlier, RPI is 11. Riverdale Ridge coming in on Saturday is at 5. And the pitch by Wagaman, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Severance is number 17 in the RPI. Northridge is 18. Thompson Valley is 19. As Wagaman with the pitch, and no swing. As they appeal down to the first base umpire. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Colin Farley at the plate with Briggs Wheatley on deck. And that's going to be outside on that fastball for ball number 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Severance right now leads the league 9-4. Wagaman with the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss by Farley. So that will bring up Briggs Wheatley, left-handed hitter, as he is 1 for 2, reached on an error and then reached on a bunt. Excellent place bunt between the pitcher and the third baseman. So the bases are empty with 2 outs. Wheatley at the plate. And that ball is going to be right by the first baseman as Wheatley is going to he's going to put the brakes on and come back, but that ball was scorched. We're going to give him a single out into right field. So Braden Fajardo up at the plate. He is 0 for 1, a fly out and a sac fly. Sac fly his last time up. So 1 on as Josh Langford gives the signals to the respective players out on the field. See if the Mustangs can do a little more damage here. They're going to throw over to first, just a lob over, and Briggs back in safely. As Wagaman looks into Kuntz to get the signal. And the pitch, and wow. Had to go down and get it outside of the, not sure where he thought that come across, but he had to almost get that off of the dirt. And he called it a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Because if he hadn't scooted out to stop it, it'd have been to the backstop, and Briggs takes off. He will have the stolen base easily. Yes, Kuntz couldn't come up with it. It was right there in front of him. So Briggs on at second base on the stolen base. Yes, he reached on a scorched hit down the first base line. So runner in scoring position now for Fajardo. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out to the shortstop. Comes up with it, and he is going to be safe. Fajardo is safe on the play. As that was just hit too far in the hole. So now runners at first and third. Frankie Ortega with a chance to bring in a run here. He is 0 for 1, grounded out and walked his last time up. As Mustangs lead at 8-0 here in the bottom of the third inning with 2 outs and 2 on. Wheatley at third, Fajardo at first, and the pitch, and that breaking ball is in there for a strike. Jesse Campa on deck for the Mustangs. As Wagaman looks in, gets his sign from Kuntz. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. And they're going to throw down, and now they're going to get Wheatley in a rundown. Oh, they're not even going to get it. He's going to be in there. Oh, they're going to call him out? Wow. Looked like he was back in under the tag, but they're going to call Wheatley out at third. So that will bring this third inning to a halt. We will go to the top of inning number 4 with the Mustangs leading it 8-0 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the top of inning number 4 we go. It will be Evan Erickson, followed by Jack McCray, and then Adam Hayes. As Colin Farley at 41 total pitches here. Back out on the hill for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be chopped out to Langford at second. Quick throw over. Nice job out there by Charlie Langford. As he hustled that ball over to Briggs Wheatley for the ground out and the out number 1. Here to lead off this 4th inning with the Mustangs leading at 8-0. Jack McCray at the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a single, his first time up. 25 strikes, 17 balls for Colin Farley. That breaking ball, nice looking pitch there as it falls in for a strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 8-0 Fort Morgan. Up next for Fort Morgan, they will play Saturday here at 10 o'clock against Riverdale Ridge. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up to center field. And coming down with it out there is Levi McCoy for the out. So nice job by Farley here to get the out here as it was hauled in by Levi McCoy. So 2 outs now. Adam Hayes at the plate. He struck out his first time up. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. 8-0 Fort Morgan. Colin Farley on the hill for the Mustangs this afternoon. And the pitch. And that breaking ball is in there for a strike. Catches the outside part of the plate. Knee high. As Farley looks in to his catcher, Antonio Velasquez. Likes what he sees on the pitch, and that is low in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fort Morgan will be home Saturday to Riverdale Ridge at 10 o'clock, and then next Tuesday they will be home and will host Severance, who is leading the league with a 9-4 record. And that pitch is going to be fouled down the right field line. So Farley ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. To the third baseman, Adam Hayes, batting 6th in the lineup this afternoon for the Spartans. See if Colin can shut him down here in the top of the 4th. Yes, Colin with a pitch. And that just missed outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Farley steps off, gathers himself. He thought he had a strike. He's back up on the rubber now. Checking his sign from Velasquez. Likes what he sees. Velasquez sets up outside a little bit, and that is going to be low and away. So now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Adam Hayes struck out his first time up, so they just need to go after him here. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yes, Farley likes the sign that he sees. Sets and pitches, and that ball is going to be fouled at the plate. Rolls back to the screen here. So the count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the top of inning number 4, the Mustangs leading at 8-0. 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit out to the shortstop. Fajardo comes up with it, tosses over to Briggs for the out. So 3 up, 3 down here for the Berthoud Spartans. We will go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Mustangs leading at 8-0 on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. As warm-ups continue here in the bottom of the 4th inning, it will be Frank Ortega back up at the plate as he was there when Briggs Wheatley was tagged out over at third base. He had broke for home. That was a steal out there. They're trying to get a steal from Fajardo, but it was cut off, threw back to home, and then they threw to third and tagged him out according to the third base umpire. So Frank Ortega back at the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. Wagaman with the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. Breaking ball catches the center part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike to Frank Ortega. And that ball is going to be hit down to the third baseman. Scoops, throws, and out at first is Frank Ortega. Nice job over there by Adam Hayes. On the 5-3 putout. Jesse Kempa now at the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time up and then singled. As Jesse bats in from the right side, and that is a swing and a miss. But back to Frankie and Briggs. They both were awarded the Stan Lampe Multi-Sport Awards the other night at Fort Morgan High School. So congratulations to Frank and to Briggs. That is strike number 2 to Jesse Campa. And that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Wagaman steps off the mound for a minute. Now he looks in and gets his sign from Kuntz. And the pitch. And that is a foul tip, swing and a miss. Yeah. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We have a new batter here that is going to be... That will be Daniel Cerna. Batting in the place. That ball is in there for a strike. So Daniel Cerna batting for Charlie Langford. See if Langford goes out and plays second base once again. And the pitch. That is up and away on that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Daniel Cerna. Cerna on the year, batting at .250. That pitch caught the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Daniel Cerna, and that pitch in the dirt gets by the catcher, but nobody on, so no problem there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. The Mustangs leading at 8-0 over the Berthoud Spartans. As Wagaman with the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the top of inning number 5 when we come back on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the top of inning number 5 we go. It will be Nolan Young leading off. He will be followed by Grady Shell and Toby Fraley. As the Mustangs lead at 8-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch, and that breaking ball must have been outside. Looked like a nice pitch, but umpire called it a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Nolan Young. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And that is going to be hit down to Frankie over at third. Throws over and in time for the out. Nice job there by Frankie on the ground out. 5-3 on the putout. And then we'll bring up now Grady Shell. He flied out his first time up, so he is 0 for 1. Toby Fraley should be on deck. Yes, Colin Farley with a pitch, and that is in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to the number 8 hitter, Grady Shell. Farley, 54 total pitches. Did have his 1 shutout this year against Brush, 1-0, I believe, on 70 pitches. And that ball is struck at and missed. So Farley ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. And nobody on here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch, and that is going to be low and away. Gets past Velasquez as they throw a new ball out to Farley. So all games important here for the Mustangs down the stretch here if they want to win the Longs Peak League. It's right there in front of them to take. They just have to play some good ball. That ball gets by Velasquez once again. Because Severance does lead it. A game lead on Fort Morgan at 9-4 in the league. Fort Morgan at 8-4, as is Riverdale Ridge. So they need to take care of Riverdale Ridge on Saturday. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss for out number 2. Three strikeouts here this afternoon for Farley. Then we'll bring up Toby Fraley. He is 1 for 1 with a single. As Farley looks in to Velasquez for the sign and the pitch, and that breaking ball is up and away for 1 ball and no strikes. So all games important down the stretch here for the Mustangs as Farley on the hill and that pitch, and that's going to be a single out to left field over the head of the third baseman. So 2 singles here this afternoon for Fraley. So that will now bring up the top of the lineup, Landon Kuntz. He is 0 for 2, flied out both times as he bats in from the left side. So 1 on now with 2 outs. That's Colin Farley with the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes with Toby Fraley on at first off a nice single out to left field. So Farley checks his runner over at first. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit up the middle. Let's see if they can get him out in the stretch. They do. Nice job out there by Charlie Langford. To get that ball over to first base. So nothing hurt here as the Berthoud Spartans get 1 on, but he is erased. So the Mustangs lead it 8-0. We will go to the bottom of inning number 5 when we come back on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Still warming up here is Wagaman as we go to the bottom of inning number 5. I was trying to look up some numbers here for the Joseph Layden this afternoon with 1 hit and 1 RBI. So Layden up a walk and a single. So the Mustangs can put a couple on the board here. This game will come to a halt in the early innings here, and that is going to be a hit for Joseph Layden to start it off. Deep out over second base. The second baseman got to it, but could not make the play. So Antonio Velasquez up at the plate. He is 1 for 2, a single and a flyout. On deck is David Keller. They're going to throw it back in safely is Layden. Velasquez catching here this afternoon as he usually does for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and that breaking ball stays high. 1 ball and no strikes to catcher Antonio Velasquez. Throw over to first once again, and back in safely is Layden. Wagaman looks in. Checks Layden over at first. Going to throw back over. Back in safely once again. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag and has been serving our rural communities for over 100 years with locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. So Wagaman looks in. Checks Layden over at first. Layden with a decent lead over there. Does not go, and that ball is going to be low and away on that fastball. 2 balls, no strikes to the number 7 hitter, Antonio Velasquez. Wagaman from the stretch. And the pitch. And that ball is going to go out to right field. And coming down with it is Jack McCray. So fly out to right field. And Joseph Layden will hold up at first. Now David Keller. A double his first time up and then fly it out. Another double right here would look nice. As Wagaman looks in, Layden gets his lead. And that is a swing and a miss. Keller was fooled by that pitch. That off-speed pitch coming in there. He was way out in front of that pitch. So no balls and 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and that ball is going to be fouled straight back to the screen. So Wagaman ahead in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes to David Keller, batting in from the right side. Joseph Layden over at first. He gets back in safely off that throw over. Pitcher looks in, likes what he sees, and the pitch. That's going to be low and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Keller steps out for a minute, now back into the batter's box. And the pitch. And that is low and inside. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler and gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient, which makes them the only stop you need. Going to throw back over. Back in safely is Layden. As he reached on a single up the middle, he's going to take off, and that pitch is low and away. And in safely is Joseph Layden at second on the steal. So runner in scoring position now here for Keller. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second. David Keller at the plate with a 3-2 count. As Wagaman looks back, and the pitch, and that is going to be low and away for ball 4. And that will send send David Keller to first. That will bring up Colin Farley. On deck will be Briggs Wheatley. We'll see what they have Farley doing, if they're going to try and butt these 2 runners over, if they're going to have him hitting away. And, wow. Over the plate, but looked low, but they're going to call it a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the pitcher, Colin Farley. As Wagaman's going to step off. Now back up on the rubber. Likes what he sees from Kuntz. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. Up and away on that pitch. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and 2 on. Joseph Layden at second. David Keller with the walk over at first. And the pitch. And that ball is going to be hit but out of play. So I have Wagaman with 84 total pitches, 54 strikes, 30 balls. As Colin Farley gets a couple of instructions from Josh Langford down at third base. Sun shining brightly here now at Legion Field. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for out number 2. So we'll see if Briggs can do some damage here. He has reached on an error and reached on a bunt and a single, so he is 2 for 3. But bright sunshine here now. Beautiful afternoon here at Fort Morgan. As Wagaman looks in. As Wagaman steps off, fakes the throw out to second. Nobody there to cover. 67 degrees here now. It was 65 at game time. Beautiful afternoon here. No wind. And the pitch. And that breaking ball is in for a strike. To Briggs Wheatley. Playing right field this afternoon with Jesse Campa at first. And the pitch. That's going to be hit down to the first. Right through his legs. They'll see if they can get to him, and nobody to cover. So that'll move the runners up, but that will be an error on the first baseman.
All right, Berthoud, let's go, bud.
So runners at every base now with Braden Fajardo at the plate. Still 2 outs. But Fajardo is 1 for 2, a fly out, a sac fly, and a single. Single his last time up. So if he can put it in play here, the Mustangs can end this thing here early this afternoon here in the fifth, up 8-0, and that pitch misses outside for ball one. But the Mustangs have a chance here to end it early. Well, they're up now 8-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Pitch down and away in the zone. Fajardo's still alive, though. Counts only at 1-1. Frank Ortega on deck. We'll see if Braden can put this game to bed here. And that pitch is up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Braden Fajardo. Wagaman looks in, checks his runners, and the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Fajardo leads this team in batting. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled out of play once again. So Fajardo was batting at .521 to start this game. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Fajardo, and that is going to be fouled, stays alive. Either not seeing the pitch, you're just being fooled right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Braden Fajardo. We have Joseph Layden at third, David Keller at second, and Briggs Wheatley got on with via the error to first base. It went through the glove of the first baseman. And that ball is going to hit out into center field, and that will score 2. This game will come to an end on a single by Braden Fajardo, as the Mustangs will win it here 10-0. As I will get things caught up here. And this game will come to an end as the Mustangs have won it by a score of 10-0. We'll take a break and then be back with the MCC postgame show here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, the Fort Morgan Mustangs win it here this afternoon by a score of 10-0. Mustangs postgame show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. MCC is here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out today at morgancc.edu. Well, the line score this afternoon is Fort Morgan with 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 5 left. The Spartans with no runs, 4 hits, 6 errors, and 4 left. On winning pitcher this afternoon is Colin Farley with 62 pitches. Losing pitcher is Brandon Wagaman. He had 94 total pitches. But a nice job by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, as they will now improve to 13-5 and 9-4 in league play. They will be home once again on Saturday morning, actually. That will be a 10 o'clock game, and that will be against Riverdale Ridge. They beat Riverdale Ridge earlier this year on a cold and very windy, blustery afternoon up in Thornton, and the Mustangs won that game by a score of 13-10. So the Mustangs did what they had to do here, put Berthoud away, didn't give them hardly any chances whatsoever. So the Mustangs in that first inning put 3 on the board, and then scored 5 in the bottom of the second inning, then put 2 more on here in this 5th inning. So a nice job here this afternoon by the Fort Morgan Mustangs to win this contest by a score of 10-0. Let me give you some numbers here. Get my screen to come up here like it should. So this afternoon, the RBIs go to Jesse Campa. He has 1. Joseph Layden with a RBI also. Braden Fajardo with 3. So nice job here this afternoon by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, I said, as they win it here by a score of 10-0. So once again, the scoring line was 10 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. 5 left on for the Mustangs. Berthoud was no runs, 4 hits, 6 errors, and 4 left on. Game time was 1 hour and 24 minutes. So the Mustangs improved now to 13-5, 9-4 in league play, and sitting at number 11 in the RPI. So a big game here this afternoon for the Mustangs. Riverdale Ridge is next on Saturday at 10 o'clock. Another game that the Mustangs need to win if they would like to try and win this Longs Peak League division. So once again, the final score, Mustangs win it by a score of 10-0. I'm Brian Nickel here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.